As explained in the Google Drive's Essential video, you have a section which is called My Drive, and in My Drive you can easily create files or folders, and you can even share them with other people. If you do need to be aware that if you share stuff out of a My Drive, and that the creator always remains the owner of the file or folder, so the creator always stays in charge of what happens to that file or folder. But if you do want to share ad hoc stuff with a specific person, like let's say, for example, I do want to share this fiscal year 2019 with one other person, then I can do a right click on this folder. I can even do this on a file level. I can do this on top folder level as well. You can do this wherever you want to. Say that I do want to share this folder. I do a right click and then I hit the share button. Now I can enter anyone's name, which has a Google account. Voila. And then I need to define what Julie Docs is able to do. I can define whether she can edit everything that is in here or whether she can only view what's in here. Then it's up to me to create a notification email. Hi Julie, hereby the shared finance folder, kind regards. And then I'm able to hit the send button. Once I've done so, you will see that there is a difference. There is a little white person inside this folder. This means that this folder has been shared. Afterwards, if you do want to know, or if you don't recall with who the folder has been shared, you can go again on the folder. You can do a right click on the folder and hit the share button again. And then you're able to see here with whom this has been shared. Yeah. Now, the advanced sharing options are also pretty important. When you want to go to the advanced sharing, you do right click and you click on share, and then you hit the advanced button. Whenever you are in the advanced sharing settings, you are able to change the permissions of the specific people that already have access. But something interesting that you could do is that you can also set an expiry date, for example. Here you can say that Julie, for example, will only have access for 30 days or a specific other time. I'm going to cancel these changes. Next to that, what you're also able to do in the advanced sharing options when you're sharing a folder is that you can prevent editors from changing access. By default, people that have access to the folder are able to add other people to the folder as well. So they're able to reshare your folder, basically. If you want to prevent this from happening, you can still give them edit access, but you hit this button here to prevent that other people get access or that other people add additional permissions. Okay. So now that was basic and advanced sharing options. The last option that I want to explain to you is that you are not only able to share with specific people, but if you go to share again and you go to advanced, you can even open up your entire folder. Let's say we have a folder that could be or should be accessible for the entire company. I don't want to share with each and every individual. I do want to open up the folder that everyone within the organization can have access to it. So instead of sharing with specific people, I'm going to change this setting. And here you can see that you will be able to open up and say that everyone within Forecast BBVA will have access to it. Who gets the link? If I even want to say that everyone within the organization can even have access to it and find it whenever they hit the search bar, then I can open it up by hitting this button. Then yet again, I need to define whether they can organize or only view what's happening in this folder. Then I can hit the save button. Some organizations even have an additional permission here where they have the ability to open up the file entirely to the world. So that means that people without a Google account can also have access to it. Okay, so voila. In My Drive, the advantage of My Drive and sharing in My Drive is that you can change the settings not only on the top folder, but you can change this on a subfolder. So now, because we have shared the top folder, all subfolders have the same sharing permissions. But if you go into a subfolder, for example, and you do want to add additional permissions here, or you want to remove specific permissions, then you can hit a right click, hit on share, and then, for example, I do not want to share this with the entire forecast BVBA, but I do want to add Michael here. Voila, I can hit on share, and voila, in this case, this folder has been shared with Michael, but Michael doesn't have access to the other files or folders. He only has access to the content below this folder. So, as a recap, MyDrive has a lot of flexibility. You can easily share specific files and folders. You can even change the permissions on different levels. You're able to open up specific files or folders to the entire organization. The only drawback here is that in MyDrive, the creator of the file remains the owner, and that can be a bit tricky when people leave the organization.